G'day. So I've played quite a bit of the PTB and I wanted to review this since it's been the most fun I've had on a PTB since Wesker came out. In this review I will cover the new killer, the new survivor, then the map and how it plays, how well new perks synergize with other perks, and finally my overall rating. Also, we are over halfway to our 300 sub goal, and if you like the content that I put out and want to see more of it, please feel free to give us a sub. So without further ado, here's the review. The killer. The Singularity is such a breath of fresh air from the most two recent survivors that we got, from the Knight to the... And from playing him both in bot lobbies and live PTB lobbies, I can safely say he's not another 3-gen killer. I think it's more of Rainbow Six Siege, the killer. Let me explain. Its primary power is to place these biopods on vertical surfaces and to look through them like a camera to spot survivors and tag them. Kinda how you do in Siege. You'll thrive with this killer with the more map knowledge that you have. After tagging a survivor, you have two options: teleport them from your biopod or in chase. I found it more effective to TP in chase rather than TP through a biopod, since TPing through a biopod has a charge time, while in chase you can do it almost instantly. You just gotta be good with your aim.
You will fit my design.
I found that the Singularity is strongest when biopods are in chase paths like shack, loops, and wherever survivors run to for chases. For that reason, I recommend Corrupt as a must-have for it, so you can set up your web of biopods in areas that you think survivors will take chase to and where they won't expect biopods to be. Sort of like Hag or Trapper. The Singularity's Mori is S tier, and I can't wait to see what they come up with next. Sadly, countering the killer's power comes very easily, as EMPs are infinite. Against a well-coordinated team can easily turn you into an M1 killer. In my opinion, the Singularity is a chase-orientated killer with info and map knowledge mixed together, and it's going to be a lot of fun to learn. I rate the Singularity as an 8 out of 10 killer and put him in the upper A tier for potential and upper A tier for skill ceiling. The Survivor. Gabriel Soma is the newest survivor to join the already dummy thick roster of the survivors, and I reckon he'll be my new main, since I love sci-fi horrors so much. From what I've read of the lore, the dude's basically just a shadow clone. He is deadass the only survivor that canonically wouldn't be confused if he saw another version of himself in a trial. I'm pretty sure Dwight would lose his mind if he saw another version of himself. Gabriel is also an engineer, and his perk Scavenger makes him big brain with toolboxes. But more on that later. I'll go into the perks and what they'll work with best later in the video. I give Gabriel Soma a 9 out of 10 rating since he fits the theme so well.
It will be fast, possibly painless. Die fast, please.
The map. The new map is beautiful and really encapsulates the theme of sci-fi horror. The main building gives me that classic 80s and 90s type vibe, kind of like Event Horizon or Alien. I love the details of the crew members scattered around the map. The entity makes maps from the memories of the killers and survivors, so I love that detail. I also love the truck that's just vibing there with a crewmate in it, and the bodies in this VR-like setup. It's all just chef kiss and perfect with the sci-fi horror theme. The flora being so alien, and the little creatures you'll spot is just amazing attention to detail, which has made this one of my favorite maps to look at visually. Gameplay wise, so hard to find survivors, tracking is an absolute nightmare. Think of Borgo when I was on the PTB with the red mist. Scratch marks just kind of blend in, and I've lost my fair share of survivors in this dense jungle. Billy is downright unplayable on this map, given the hitboxes around the map. Forget even running Shack as Billy. Speaking of Shack, hell, even the doors look amazing. There's a big difference with this map's doors than the normal doors in the other realms. They don't open sideways, they open straight up, and it's pretty much instant, and I think that's pretty cool. In my opinion, this map is horrible for the new killer. Yes, his power kind of blends in with the map the best, but the amount of line of sign blockers make playing the Singularity on this map an absolute nightmare. The killers I think will thrive on this map are Trapper, Hag, Wraith, and Demo, and I think Demo's found a pretty chill home here. The killers I think will have a nightmare on this map are Singularity, Billy, Bubba, Sadako, Twins, and Oni. The rest of the killers I reckon will have a 50-50 kind of game on this map. I give the map a 7 out of 10, mainly for the looks, but it's held back gameplay wise. Perk Synergy. For the Singularity's nuclear force hesitation, when a survivor is put into the dying state by any means, all other survivors standing within a 16-meter range around them suffer from the hindered status effect for 10 seconds, reducing their movement speed by 15%. I would pair this with Infectious Fright, which makes beamer saves just an absolute nightmare for survivors to do. You could put on Nightborn, but fuck it. Genetic Limits, I think, will do well in anti-heal builds, but I can't really see it being paired with a specific kind of perk. Machine Learning pretty much gives you a 7% haste effect for 30 seconds when you compromise a gen and that gen gets completed. If you want to be a real speedy boy, a speed build that I would recommend would be Machine Learning, Game of Foot, where you break pallets, you get a 5% haste status effect for 10 seconds, Play with your food, 5% for each token, and Noed, which gives you a 4%. So you're just a speedy boy. With Made for this, when you run 3% faster when you're injured, and after healing a survivor you get the endurance status effect for 10 seconds, we'll ignore the secondary effect and make a speed build, kind of like how I just did with the Singularity. Made for this, Fixated, so you walk 20% faster, Boon Dark Theory, so you get a 2% haste status effect for 5% in total, and Power of 2, so if you heal someone, you also get the endurance status effect and 5% faster if you're within 12 meters. With Scavenger, succeeding a great skill check while repairing a generator, you gain 1 token, up to 4. When you reach maximum tokens, you lose all tokens and automatically recharge a toolbox to full. So your toolbox has to be empty when you're gaining these tokens. For this, I recommend Built to Last, Streetwise, and Stakeout. So you don't have to constantly try and hit great skill checks. Stakeout helps out a lot. But if you want your toolboxes to last forever, this is the build I'd recommend. With Troubleshooter, when you're being chased by the killer, Troubleshooter activates. You see the aura of the generator with the most progress, and you can see the killer for 6 seconds after dropping a pallet. The effect lasts for 10 seconds after being in chase. So what I've thought of for this one, to kind of make this one a bit synergized with the perk that I don't think anyone else uses, Quick Gambit. When you're chased within 24 meters of any generator, the other survivors working on that generator get an 8% speed boost. Since you can see which generator has the most progress, you can kind of tease the killer by being near it. Also using Smash Hit, which gives you a sprint burst after smacking a killer with a pallet, which will work really well with the aura reading, and Object of Obsession to help you in chase as well. So I think this would be a pretty decent build to kind of get some value out of 2 perks at once. Overall rating, I'm giving this chapter as a whole an 8 out of 10. It smashes the sci-fi horror theme and gives us a fresh new killer that requires a lot of micromanagement, but it's very rewarding to play and exciting to play against. The perks I found pretty interesting and can see being put into a lot of people's builds, which I'm really excited to see. I hope you've enjoyed this review of End Transmission. I hope to do more of these when new chapters are released. There's a lot of things that are subject to change because it's a PTB, but I think this is a pretty good PTB. I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, I shall see you in the next one, gamers.